maybe I since I'm the academic classical one in the family, I like to talk about the name Sarabandi because it actually comes from the word saraband. So the saraband was a dance of Spanish, I mean of Indian origin in the late 16th century, and it was a lively dance, and it was and Spanish people took it in, and it became a Spanish dance. It was sort of rowdy and loud, so
and like looked down upon.
It was sort of looked down upon as something popular and not very classy, and it was forbidden by the church at the end of the 16th century in Spain. But then the saraband came out as a stately, slow, and very elegant dance in the 17th century, and it was part of one of the movements of the suites of the suites that was one of the structures in the Baroque. Where so as a cellist, I'm very fond of the Bach suites, and all the 6 Bach suites have a saraband in them. So to me, the word sarabandi brings together the classical world meshing with the very popular roots, and creating new musical experiences. So that's why we like the name, because it sort of encapsulates that whole idea that you can bring all this diversity and create new and cool things.
I feel like you guys are reading my mind as we're kind of going through this. I was like, I want to ask them how they came up with the name of Sarabandi, and then you decided to just go ahead and tell it. And I'm like, did I say that, or did he read my mind on that? So I love that story, and how everything really does kind of fuse together based on the different worlds and different cultures, and you guys being separated in different parts of the world. Yeah, so there's a lot of metaphor there in the name, not to mention it's also the name of Sarah.
Well, it's actually all our, I don't know if you knew this, but Sara, my name, and then Sarabandi, so Angela, Sarabandela.
Annie
is my sister, who was not Diego.
Oh wow, okay.
I mean, you could not have chosen a better name.
That's right.
So
the name has a very catchy, fresh. I feel that presence to it. Like it has a ring to it.
Right.
It does. Yeah.
And also, with bringing the worlds together. What my dad was talking about, like classical world and like the popular world. There was the indigenous, like it started out as an indigenous dance, and there's also something that's also really important to us is kind of reconciling those kind of pain that still is also a part of the story of Latin America because of colonization and all of those things. So kind of the fact that all Latin people, all people from South America and like Latin American countries, we have the blood of colonizers and the blood of indigenous too.
Right.
So it's kind of like reconciling those things within yourself and learning from that and kind of accepting those two parts of the culture that are, were very painful and violent, but finding the gift in it and finding the learning experience from it and moving forward wiser and with more love and with more compassion and unity. That's also a really important part of what the name represents.
Right.
Beautiful.
And that's for all, not just for Latin Americans, also that concept for all of the history of the world, that it applies to the whole world as well, and various things that we're going through, and kind of like coming to terms with our history and choosing to do things differently, with the knowledge of the past, and moving forward with making the choice to create something beautiful together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can definitely attest to that. There's something real special about what you're creating just from listening to your music. And I don't particularly speak Spanish. I understand a little bit, but there's something really unique about your sound that I enjoy listening to, you know. And Sarah, you and I have known each other for quite a few years now, from singing in the classical world together. And when I found out that you were doing this kind of music with your family, it was hard for me to kind of make the code switch in my head.
Yeah.
But I also know, you know, because I've done opera and pop and musical theater and jazz. So, you know, it wasn't too hard for me to grasp the concept. But when I finally got to hear your music, I think the first thing I heard was your duet with your mom. And I just thought, I could listen to that all day. I don't even know what they're saying, but
Oh,
it's beautiful.
thank you.